Yeah, so it says it's recording. Um, you may not be able to see much, but what the camera is pointing toward is my elementary school. And I just got into the big city here. The bus, that was quite an ordeal. I took a cab actually downtown this time instead of trying to cart my suitcase through all the slush from all the snow melting and, you know, recipe for disaster there. So I decided, no, I'll take a cab and take my luggage with me in the cab. But essentially, when I travel, I just use a backpack and one suitcase, and that's it. You know, the suitcase is for staying, at the base, and the backpack is for cartage. It works well for me. Anyway, so the bus is supposed to get there at 4:20 p.m. Right? And I realize, well, because it's 5 after 4 or whatever, not that long after 4, I may as well head to the bank and get myself a few 20s so that I have a little bit of liquid capital to work with. And so I do that, and I get back well before the bus is scheduled, but I don't see a bus. And I start to get worried because I've heard so many stories about the bus not stopping there anymore, and so many stories about the bus stopping there again, even though I had verified these stories with Greyhound, the bus depot, the company. And they said, yes, that's where they stop. So, pushing around 4:30, I'm beginning to wonder what's going on. I decided I'd wait maybe approximately another 10 minutes. So this is where I got to pause. Yes. I don't know what the camera's pointing at here, but I'm sitting here, or standing rather, at my home base here in Edmonton, and just looking at where I grew up when I was a little boy. Well, spent half my life. The other half, while I was a little boy, was also spent in another place. Although my family stayed together, we kind of had two residential areas that we stayed at. Around 4:45, I'm wondering what's going on. I talked to the gas station attendant to see if he had seen the Greyhound bus, and no, he didn't see the Greyhound bus. And it's around, I don't know, sometime, well, it was before 5. The bus did finally get there before 5. So we're looking at about 40 minutes late here, half an hour late at the very least, and then some. And but I do manage to get the bus. The bus driver looks very annoyed. I can't figure out why the bus driver is so annoyed. That is for the first 5 minutes. It becomes abundantly clear that the passengers, a number of the passengers, are heavily inebriated and very boisterous and loud, and the bus driver, he looked pretty perturbed, but nonetheless he suffered it. He suffered it, but things just kept going from bad to worse, sort of like. He got later and later with his stops. By the time that I got to the big city, we were running over an hour behind schedule. So, when I get here, it's dark, and I phone, and my father says, well, I don't know if I want to come and pick you up. It's getting kind of late, and even though he said he would, but see, I wasn't expected to be an hour late. But then my mother, she was over in her brand new, well, not brand new, but very new vehicle, and I asked if my dad could just give her the directions. So it still worked out, and I got here in one piece. But I'm reminded of the time I took the Greyhound the last time, and it was not a positive experience either. The last time I took the Greyhound, well, I'll save that for another video. But that was also, not without, some measure of drama that I would rather not, expose myself to. And I really wonder sometimes about moving back to the city. Anyway, there it is. I made it home in one piece, so I may or may not post this.